Hey, me again, Coach Natalie here to just share a little bit more about 21-day quest to sensory harmony. I wanted to just bring some attention today to the idea that for many of us, we may be ignoring sensory signals that would tell us whether we are having a good or not good sensory experience, that would tell us what we like and what we don't like. We may have been taught to like things that we don't like. We may have been all sorts of things. We have often been told as children that we're okay when we're actually not okay. When we're in distress or we're showing signs of distress, if the person we were with wasn't able to meet our needs and support us in our distress, they may have used words like, it's okay, you'll be okay, rather than actually help us in the distress we may have been experiencing. And for many who are neurodivergent and experience sensory overwhelm, this has happened to them very, very often, where their sensory experience has been dismissed. And I also want to share an example of where my own sensory experience was dismissed and I began to not trust myself and failed to make and didn't make decisions and take action on that so that I was having a better sensory experience. Let me share that woe that I've been able to turn into a sensory win. So for 15 years in my relationship, I was cold going to bed. Some others of you may experience the same, but I went to bed every night pretty much cold, unless we were in summer heat here, which is not that often, and then maybe I was fine. But overall, I would go to bed, I would feel very cold. I would express that to Pete often, say that I'm cold, and his answer most of the time was, I'm not, it's not cold, you should be okay. I lots and lots of times obviously said that. I knew I was cold, but I felt I couldn't do anything about it. I did suggest some things. Some of those have other sensory connotations to them. I wanted to perhaps use a hot water bottle. That wasn't okay because of the smell of the rubber. I wanted to maybe have an electric blanket. That wasn't okay because it would mean that Pete would be too hot, and I let my sensory needs go so that he was okay. So our sensory experience can be impacted by all kinds of things. For me there, it was also my strategy around codependence that was also impacting things, and letting my needs be further down a list. With some work on myself and really understanding and coming back to my own sensory experiencing and knowing what my needs were, I came up with some solutions. I put in an electric blanket in half, just my half of the bed, and began to use it. Pete was not happy at all, but we teach you how to do and to be with that. I journeyed with that. I continue to do that to meet my own sensory needs. I talked more about and got clear that, we are having a different experience of thermoception, temperature, and how we experience temperature. Very different. We have big sensory differences about temperature between us. So we were dismissing each other's experience, not aware that it was different, invalidating each other's experience at various times for different reasons. Going to bed was just one of them. So with that awareness, I was able to find a strategy that perhaps could mean that his sensory needs were met and my sensory needs were met. And we've discovered that. Over time, the sensory win is that Pete understands now that I have a different thermoception to him. I do need to be warm when I go to sleep, and he will turn the electric blanket on for me ahead of time before I go to bed. It's a beautiful thing. So if you would like to turn your sensory woes into sensory wins, come and join me. I will show you how to navigate this, how to discover your sensory experience, and how to navigate making these changes in your home when it may feel impossible. I know that feeling. I'll see you there.